I'm waiting a few more minutes for everybody to come on because I don't want to be repetitious. Um, April, you on yet? Is Pastor Lewis on?
No, I don't see him, not yet.
Can y'all send him a reminder text?
Okay, will do.
So I'm about to pray, family, real quick. I'm gonna put it on mute, and then I'm gonna wait till about in between 7:05 to 7:10 to start to give enough people to come on. Um, some people are texting me and saying they're experiencing little difficulties getting on. So, and I and Brother Lim is teaching some martial arts, so we want to be respectful of his time too. So, let me pray first. I'm gonna put it on mute. You all can chat and get to know each other. This is the important part. Get to know the people you rocking with, cause we done took off, family. And when I give you all this good news, um, by the grace of God, I hope that you can be able to receive it and also translate it and interpret it and give it to your people.
Are you on the Zoom thing? Why you can't me believe it? I was talking to you upstairs. Oh, I know when you came down, they told me I was in there.
Good evening, family. Good evening, family. Good evening. I pray with all my heart and soul that everybody had a joyful, prosperous, beautiful day. We were already blessed, family, by God giving us another opportunity to do right on this earth that He lent to us to be the vanguard of this particular world. So I pray that everything is all right with all of you all. I'm going to start now. I want you all to get your spirits ready to receive a message that I believe that's been on my heart and mind to give to you all to keep you encouraged, educated, and motivated about what we are doing. In our group family, I'm going to introduce certain concepts, and in some time, I'm going to introduce one of the brothers that's in our core seven who um, is just an outstanding brother who, coupled with a couple other brothers that and sisters, that we have come together and we have worked out some kinks from learning from the Susu community, and we didn't, and we're very strict in this particular group. So whoever invited you out, please thank them because at the end of the day, they saw fit that you were a valuable person. This is no rah-rah meeting. This is straight up transparency. This is straight up real. We tell our members right now, don't invite people here who's chasing $63,000 and don't believe in the community aspect. One without the other won't happen. It just won't. So inside of our group, you're going to have to become very familiar with your core seven, the people that you're rocking with, and you're going to be rocking with them for at least 21 to 28 days. The name of our particular group is called, excuse me, family, I had a little, it's called Millionaire Minds. So for those who think small and this is not for them, it's nothing personal. Everything is for everybody, but this is not for them. Our group is strict, but it's beautifully strict because without structure, order, and decency, it sets us up for failure. One of the things we ask in our group is to be totally transparent, honest on all things, and we have to educate you all on what this group is about because they say the people will perish for a lack of knowledge. Well, if you don't share the knowledge, we're definitely going to fail. It's going to be fatal. Everybody has to be educated in what we're doing. And once you get the concept of what we're doing and how we're doing, it's so much easier to navigate to the perpetual finish line. Because I'm going to share a couple things with you all that's going to blow your mind by the grace of God. With that being said, family, I'm going to go over a couple things before I get into it, right? To show you the urgency and the necessity of what we're doing. I don't want to offend anybody who may be atheists or what have you, but I'm telling you, I'm a God-fearing man. Proverbs said the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Well, I want to be wise. And it's not fear that I fear my father. It's fear that I fear disappointing him in giving me, for lack of better words, guardianship over his creation. I want to be found right. If I'm wrong, I want to be humble enough to be corrected. So in that family, we embarked on something that is absolutely God sent. I'm about to prove what I'm about to say, and then I'm going to go into the presentation. You all witnessed that God, it wasn't Donald Trump, it wasn't China, God shut down the world. He shut down schools, he shut down sporting events, he shut down bars, all sport and play, and even some critical things, he shut them down. He forced people to come home and rebuild their family dynamic, right? It gives you an opportunity to assess what you got, the wherewithal you have in your family. It made you think, okay, if the worst case scenario happened, what do we do? And what do we do collectively to be able to survive and thrive through it? Guess what, family? I'm going to give you all what I believe to be the answer. It's not by coincidence that the Susu community and concept have blown up at the same time the pandemic happened. God gave you an answer. And in that, it was very new to many of us, and myself included. And so we got the concept, but we didn't understand how to unite. We didn't understand how to unite the different communities so that we all are successful, because many communities are operating on their own island and they have a good run initially, but they're on their own island and they're not connected to the masses of the people. And now you begin to experience failure. In that family, I want you to understand the power of two, right? So when you study scripture, and for those who believe in this particular part, it was two, man and woman. God gave an instruction, be fruitful and multiply. He's given us all the answers. It's already in it. We just got to parse it, vet it, and study it. Be fruitful, multiply. He told Noah to go out and get them 2 by 2. So I don't want you all to be afraid of a number that God has already ordained, blessed, and gave you directions to do. Neither one of us in this community right now, we would not be present on this earth if it wasn't for the power of two, male and female, brought us into existence. So with that being said, family, I'm a study of history. I'm a study of current times. I'm a study of scripture. And in that, I'm going to introduce myself or who I am. My name is Michael Neal. I'm your brother. You know, hey, Brother Lim, before I go on with my introduction to the program, how much time do you have? Because I can lend it to you and come back. I can't hear you, Lim. I can't hear you.
Okay, 10 minutes at the most.
Okay, so with that, family, I want to be respectful to our brother and his time. I can come back and show you all the presentation. Lim, during the time when you're speaking, if you need me to pull up any pictures, let me know. But this brother at our core 7, we have been blessed with the spirit of fellowship. We have been blessed with not having anybody to be able to say anything negative about our integrity. With that, all we had to do was pull out the call. Now, our brother is a very meticulous brother, but he's very positive. He wants the $63,000, but he wants everybody that comes along with us to get the $63,000, and you cannot get it without a thorough understanding. Let me show you the power of two and what it gave birth to in Scripture. Knowledge, 1. Wisdom, 2. Gives birth to understanding. So we want you all to have a full, thorough knowledge of what you're doing, how you're doing. Our brother, and when I say this, he came up with a mastermind plan that we all agreed to. Let's unite the powerful in the communities. Even if the brothers and sisters have been in their own personal communities and they got burned, let's unite the powerful who have learned from those mistakes so that we can thrive together. So the $63,000 has already started this Sunday. You give it a couple more Sundays, the first group is going to be paid out, and then we're not satisfied until every group is paid out, and he's going to lay out to you his plan, which becomes our plan, but you become your own administrator on your own flower. Remember that. But you have to embrace the concept of community, 2 by 2, and inviting people that didn't let you down in current situations, and only invite people that are strong. Brother Lim, Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum.
I think I'm muted.
We can hear you now, brother.
You can hear me okay, great. Well, first of all, I want to thank you, brother, for putting this call, this thing together for everybody, because it's very, very important that we all understand what it is that we are a part of and maybe desiring to become a part of. Like Brother Michael said, you know, we've been very, very interested in making sure that everyone enjoys the exact same success that we have or that we desire for ourselves. I'm not really sure what it is that I have time to do today, except to let everyone know that we are very serious, we're very focused, and we understand that this thing works very, very well when each one of us just does 2 simple things. We gift in our gift and we bring out 2 people. I was having a conversation with Michael and Brother Alpha about a week or so ago, and I was talking about what it would mean to a person's life if it took them 40 hours to acquire their 2 people. Now, Monday, you may say 40 hours is a long time to be working to acquire 2 people, but at $63,000 at the end of it, that 40 hours would actually be worth it. A lot of people in the world, or let's just not talk about the world, let's just talk about Chicago, maybe Illinois, and the United States. The average minimum wage is like $7 and something. You know, people who might be making $15 an hour might be doing a little bit better, but if you're making like $15 an hour and you're working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, you're only making $2,400 a month. I mean, that's before taxes. So I want you all to understand that's 40 hours that you gave to somebody's job to build their business and their brand. What if you gave 40 hours to yourself and those two people ran you all the way to your $63,000? Would not it be worth it if it took you 40 hours by the clock to find or to acquire your two people? I think it would be. And as far as the numbers are concerned, all we have to do is bring out two. There is no secret. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about Brother Michael. There's nothing special about Alpha. There's nothing special about Shiva or any of those people who have managed to bring many people to these platforms. The thing that separates us from the person who doesn't do it is that we believe that we can do it. So I'm a proponent of that mindset. Even in my martial arts school, I have students, and when they first come into my school, I tell them like this. I say, I got two types of students in here, and they're both in here right now. The ones who believe that they can do this, and the ones who believe that they can't. And you're both right, and you're both in the room. And so that's the same thing here on this call. There are people who believe that they can do it, and there are people who believe that they can't, and they're both right. And the people who believe that they can't do it won't. And the people who believe that they can, they will. And so some of us are just dreaming about $63,000. We're just dreaming. We just want it to happen. We're just hoping that it will happen. We're not really ready to do the work and make the commitment to make it happen. Two people is a small price to pay to actually get to this number. And so we managed to fill a board with we had an overflow last week on our board. We had about 67, 68 people, and we filled a board of 63 people in a week. I mean, it can be done. If we can do it, you can do it. So I don't want to really belabor the point because I know that Michael's going to do the presentation, but I just want to hit you all, in your head and in your heart to understand that you can do this if you choose to, and if you believe that you can't do it, just get off the line because you're not ready. But we would like to help you to get ready and show you that I'm no different from you. Michael's no different from you. We got 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears. We got the same 7.5 ounces of brain you got. We got all of that. We're all equally the same. The only difference is our activity. And I want to add one other thing, Michael, before I go. You hear a lot in these communities about this saying we want to give a like-minded people, right? But it's beyond just being with a like-minded person. You have to be with a like-ability person. We have to be like in ability. And the ability is, if I talk to somebody, I'm no different than you. It's just that I believe in this like I believe in my name. And so when I talk to people about it, I can make that concrete presentation that they know that I believe. And even if they're weak in their belief, they can feed off of my belief and get stronger. So, Brother Michael, I want to thank you for just giving me these few minutes. I have a Zoom call that Are you going to be on that Zoom, Mike? Okay, at 8:30, I'm going to be presenting this opportunity again. And that's how serious we are. Mike is doing one now. I'm doing one. We're going to be helping everybody that's on the board get their people on this board and get these boards filled up this week so that we can keep this process going, because we wanted to just say one thing to you guys. This thing doesn't have to stop. Some communities say you can only do it every 6 weeks. Not the Millionaire Minds. We're saying we're going to do this until the wheels fall off. Right, Mike? That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it till the wheels fall off. And I'm going to just drop a number because I know Mike like when I do the numbers. But, everybody on this line, we can do this about 17.4 times in 365 days. That means everybody on this call right now could essentially 1 year from now, after you get your first 63, you could actually see. I don't even want to say the number, Mike, because when I say the number, people are going to instantly say it ain't possible because they don't believe it for themselves. I believe it for me. So I'm going to say this. My goal, my plan, my objective is to run this 21-day thing every 21 days for a year. And if I'm successful, and that's my goal, and I believe I will be successful, and everybody on this call, we can all be successful. When we do that, that will be $1,095,000 per person, not me, per person. So each one of us could do that. Just do the math. Dream big. One of my teachers, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, he said, the problem with most of us is we don't even have a worthy goal to strive after. So we want to have something worthy to strive after. So let's strive after something big. And you know how they say it. This is similar cliche. Shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you'll be among the stars. So let's aim high. Let's not aim low. Let's aim high and try to get this thing, cracking. So every month we can be doing $63,000 each and every one of us. Mike, did I go too long?
No, brother, you can go
Liam,
long if you want.
Liam, can you add one thing that you said to me earlier about
Yes, sir.
two people? The concept you gave me that made so much sense about two
Oh,
people.
right. Okay, the two people thing. We have 1 week to do the boards, right? So after your core 7 and your board splits, those first 8 people that come on are the 2 people of the 4 greens that are in the core 7. So if this is the best case scenario, family, this is the best case scenario. The board splits on Sunday. On Monday, those core 7, those 4 greens in there bring their 2 people on Monday. Then on Tuesday, though their 2 people come. And then on Wednesday, their 2 people come. Yeah, you see it, Mike? And then we're done by Wednesday. Worst case scenario, you get your 2 people on Sunday. Tuesday, they get their 2 people, which would be in the orange. And then Thursday, they get their 2 people. Or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every other day, the 2 people necessary to be on the board would be on there. So the first 2 people on the board would be, if you all can see the core 7, the angular green inside of the octagon. When those 4 people get there 2, that's on Monday. Even if they waited to Wednesday, even if the people who now came on the yellow waited to Wednesday to get their 2, they would get the orange circle filled out. And then if they took all the way and they eked it out until Friday or Saturday, that would complete the board on the next 2. See, when everybody gets their own 2, everything is sweet. Everybody gets paid. Everybody feels good. Nobody's stressed out. But when anybody starts getting weak and just doesn't get their 2, and it's so simple. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, bring your people. The yellow come in on Monday, the orange come in on Wednesday, the green, out of the ring come in on Friday, and we just roll it. That's the easiest thing to do. Oh, that's a picture of our board, everybody. That's our board that we did last week, and we really did that, and it didn't take a whole week. Once we got started, it took about 3 days to do the whole board. So it was it was an amazing run. They say it's a grind for 21 days. The best is yet to come. Mike, I want to thank you for putting those slides up, man. I suck at doing this part, but this is that was great.
And thank you, brother. And let me tell y'all this, family. So our brother and I and Alpha and the other core 7, we are strong only, like he said, because of our belief. And so we were able to do that by the grace of God, of the relationships that we created throughout life And so when you all come into the community, you're going to see we have doctors, we have top officials in law enforcement, we have people who are world renowned in martial arts. We have every profession that you want to get, but the most powerful thing, we got some dynamic pastors that's coming on with their church and their church membership. The most dynamic thing two dynamic things that we, before Brother Lim go, just in case he want to feed off what I'm saying, is that we have people who in our group who are educated enough to teach financial literacy and the beauty of community. That's all I got, Lim, before you go.
Thank you, bro. I needed to hear that too. It reminded me, and I look forward to seeing you and Alf and everybody on the 8:30, and everybody who gets started with the person who got you on this call. Get them on the next one. I mean, if they're not here, then get your people. If you're excited like we are, then you get your people on this call and the next call, and we're gonna help you get your board filled. We're gonna help you get your people in, because we've already done the heavy lifting for you. We've already shown you it can be done in 3 days. We did in basically 3 days, right, Mike? This is
Yes,
only
sir.
about 3 days, about 3 days. Once we
Yes, sir.
decided to do it, once we put our mind to it, we did in about 3 days.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you all for your time. I appreciate you all taking the time out to listen. And again, Mike and Alpha, I'll go ahead and shoot that link out again. And we're going to keep this thing going. Y'all just will not let me enjoy my birthday month. I'm trying so hard to get up out of here and just go to dinner. All my students are trying to fatten me up. Everybody's taking me to a different restaurant every day of the month. And y'all keep bringing me back to these Zoom calls.
Yes, sir, brother.
All right, everybody. Take care. Appreciate y'all.
Peace. So with that being said, family, I'm getting ready to go into the presentation, so you all are very educated of what we're doing. But I want you to understand certain verbiage. Core 7. Everybody, you want to formulate a core 7. Formulating a core 7 is very simple. Say you are the top person of your core 7. You go get 2 people that you rock with, right? They go get 2 people that they rock with. That's 7 people. You plus your 2 and your 2 people too. That's 7 people right there. Now you all committed to go ahead and do the work. Now you're working with your people for 21 days. Let me show you the work, family. Our core 7 did this in 3 days. So if we can do it, we absolutely believe that you can do it. But you do not invite your children, right? Your children that don't have 2 people in their circle that got $500 and willing to do the work, you're setting the group up for failure. This is not for them. This is grown folks arena. If you're going to invite your granny, because granny living on a fixed income, she can definitely use $63,000. You put granny at the top, and all of your family members must be in agreement that I can call Eartha May, and Eartha May passed away last week, poor baby. No, granny ain't got that circle, right? So if you're going to put granny in there, that's 70, 80 years old, you and your core 7 got to remember that we rocking hard for granny. Granny ain't got that circle. Granny might save up enough money that granny can go ahead and wheel you out some money. I got the money, baby. You can let me go get it in my pocketbook, and I give you the money. But can you get the people for me? Yes, ma'am, if that's your agreement. But this ain't for you to put your 7-year-old child in here that he ain't got his peer group in preschool. He ain't got and she ain't got $500 a peer group. This ain't for that, right? This is for serious-minded people. And now I'm getting ready to go into the presentation, but I want you all to understand this. If you came from another group, this is a merger of groups across the country that were successful, but in our success, we experienced some hiccups and we learned from our hiccups. So we're only inviting powerful people. All you have to do is get 2 people. And once you get your 2 people, you ask them the very next question. Can you get 2 people? Right? I'm going to tell you all something that I'm going to bow my head and thank God for this opportunity. We have a waiting list of people to get on. So in that family, you work your flower because your lineage, once I broke it down to you, your lineage is going to follow you. Don't look at the whole flower and get intimidated. Worry about your lineage. With that being said, I'm going to explain our first flower. Y'all got to let me know. Somebody got to let me know if y'all see it. This, can y'all see this?
Yeah, Chief, it's up.
Okay. This is our first core 7 flower that we did in no limit of time. We got Sadiqa, right? Yellow. Lim just got off. Orange. Alpha, he's on the line now. Orange. Me. Steven. Kirk. And Adam. Right? So we have a martial arts specialist, a people specialist, been administrator for over 15, 20 years in law enforcement, doctor, and a couple other brothers that are very dynamic in it. When we came on, right, I brought on, and he gonna have to do this over again, brother, because I see, no, it's right. I brought on my brother, a pastor, Philander, right? Now I had 2 core 7s, so Alpha already had his core 7, so we were fighting about who we was gonna put 7 in. Well, I said my man got to go first. My man got to go first. So Alpha is now attached to Pastor Philander. Pastor Philander got his 2 people, who got 2 people, and they were done. Pastor Philander is on right now. He gave us a list of his 2 people Sunday morning, and they was on the board Sunday afternoon. Everybody gifted in, right? Then over here, this is my people right here, Rhonda and April. They had a core 7 by themselves. Rhonda, April, and Herstein. They already had a core 7. I asked them politely. I said, can you bring your other core 7 in next week? When, the board is pretty filled, and I already asked somebody, can I put somebody in there, which was Alpha spot. So fine, we're cool. This is how it works. Every week, you got to be able to manage your own flower, in which I'm going to give you the apps later on so you can do this, right? This person is a yellow. Yellow pays yellow. So next week, this week that we in, all these 8 people have their own board, right? They will be in the middle yellows, but they still connected to the motherboard because the motherboard tells you who you pay. So these 8 people are going to always pay Sadiqa, right? Orange pays orange. So these 8 people starting here to here is going to pay the bottom orange as Alpha. These 8 people here to here is going to pay the top orange, which is Lim. Now remember, your seed in is $500. Everybody's seed in is $500, right? Now these greens right here is the core 7. It's part of the core 7. All the greens, 8 people, is only 8. From here to here pays me. From here to here pays Brother Stephen. Right? From here to here pays Kim, and from here to here pays Adam. I want you all to understand the process because once a person, let me correct that language. Please, y'all correct me. When we use language like pay, it turns into a business. And now you subject yourself to the terms and conditions of the IRS and the government. These people gift these people. Now, you look at this board and it might seem, okay, well, that's a lot of people. Stop. I'm going to go back to the pastor. You're worrying about your lineage right here, right? You got your core 7. These 4 right here at the bottom of your core 7 owe 2 people a piece, right? They're going, this 4 right here, next week on their flower, going to be right here, right here, right here, right here. Each one of them are going to get 2 people a piece in the yellow, right? And then their 2 people in the yellows is going to bring on their 2 people. And then their people are going to bring on 4. It's a simple concept. Don't worry about trying to fit up the flower. Follow your lineage. And we'll tell you certain things to protect yourself in your lineage. If you got an overflow in your lineage, like many of us do, you got to tell your people patiently, wait till next week. I'll bring you on. But if you put your people over here up under somebody else's lineage, right? But you count on them to rock. They're working with these people now. But don't get it twisted. The theme is we all work together. If you do have a surplus and you know that it's not going to hurt you, then what's wrong with giving somebody else 2 people, right? But the key thing is what we learned by being in the Susu community. I done made a lot of money in the Susu community, and I also gave a lot of it back to help people out. If you make people lazy, they will be lazy. So our core 7, then our commitment are going to get 2 people. Matter of fact, we didn't assist in rocking 7 core 7s out, right? But our job ain't done because we got our 2 people. Our job is done when we didn't say 50 to 60 to 70 to 8 people got their money. So this is what Brother Lim is talking about. Once we go through once, right, at the end of your 3rd or 4th week, and you got your 48,000 coupled with your 14,000, and I'm gonna explain that process, coupled with your 1,500, you got $63,000. In that, we're going right back at it. But guess what, family? The beautiful part about this is you already got your flower. You just said, hey, y'all, we doing it again. Now you ain't got to go look for nobody. Now it's done. And the next flowers behind you do the same thing once they get their 63,000. We don't talk if, we don't talk maybe. God created, he busted up the impossibility when he said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. And the simple word God said to make all come into existence was be. He didn't say maybe come into existence. I might put things. He said be. And he is our Father. And so by that right, our DNA said that our fathers are God. So if our fathers are God, what that makes us? He said it to David the psalmist. Ye are all gods, children of the Most High God. So if my Father can do any and everything, he deposited his spirit in me. And all we got focusing on 2 people. So when you gift in your first week, that's week 0, when you gift in, right, your $500, right, the following week, you're going to be gifted $4,000. You take 25 of that $4,000, you regift that same day. You keep $1,500. The following week, you are going to be gifted $20,000. You keep $14,000 and you regift $6,000. So if these people have regifted $6,000, right now to Sadiqa, right? 6 times 8 is 48,000. That's the next following week. Sadiqa and this board is done. The next boards coming up next week, which will be 8 boards. That's going to be done that following week, right? So now you done got these people paid out the core 7, and then you got the next 8 core 7s getting paid out the following week, right? You don't regift again at $48,000 because you're complete. The cycle is complete. You can't tell me nowhere in the world where your seed of $500 can get you $63,000 and it's not worth a $21 to $28. I say 28 days because most people don't count week 0. They just the gifting in week. But the next following week is your gifted week. But guess what? You're working in the process getting up to that week. Now, Lim said a couple things I agree with him, but I'm a little bit more with my people. I'm a little bit more strict. Once you get gift in Sunday, I want you to start Sunday night identifying your 2, and by Wednesday, your board is complete. Bottom line. Wednesday is your board complete. It relieves anxiety and relieves stress. And the only thing you're doing, because we're very structured, 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, you start to do 2 things. You start to receive your gifts and you start to re-gift. By noon, we should be done because we're dealing with grown folks now. Now, remember, when you get your money, you want your money. When you get your gifts, you want your gifts on time. So be very mindful to give when you're supposed to give so that everything is in decent and order. We're very structured, we're very organized, and we strive to be very informational. We want all of you all to be able to explain this to your people so that you render them excuses. We don't do no convincing. I'm not going to convince you to get $63,000. Well, I've been burned in other Susu communities. Yeah. Amazon got burned several times trying to start up, but look where they at now. Microsoft got burned several times when they start up. Look where they at now. In any success story that you have, you're going to have stumbling blocks. But you here are of the committed, and we're so strict. Do not invite that brother or sister that you was in the other community that didn't go get their 2 people. Don't bring them over here. No, thank you, brother. This is not for you. We'll wait for a later time. When you get your weight up, and now you got to bring your 2 people immediately. We have other strategies that we'll share with you all to ensure your success, but we don't want to overload you all with information yet. And we also don't want to create a community where laziness can be invited into the thing. Focus on your 2 people that can get 2 people. When we do that simple mathematics, everybody's successful. Well, what about 2 or 3 down the line after the first people got their money? Everybody got people that they connected with. So why would we run away from helping our people that we connected with that we're going to have to see for Thanksgiving? We're going to have to see at the family reunion. But more importantly, we ain't worried about the negative part. We worried about the positive part. I mean, we're concerned about the positive part. We create millionaires in our circle. The scripture says this, family, and I want to leave it with this, and I'm going to open it up for questions because I don't want to belabor the point. Be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of the mind. So, yeah, some of us, family, some of us have absolutely been successful in other communities, and some of us, we have been stagnated, for better words, in some of the communities. This ain't that. You are invited to a community of nothing but go-getters. And we ask you, we beg you, do not bring a non-go-getter into our community. What's the go-getter? I hate when, let me change that language. I dislike when you get these people who say, well, I got the money. I don't care about your money, brother. I care about you willing to do the work and build this community. In it, you're going to find it is very valuable that you're going to be networking with people that you can take beyond this and build a whole different lifestyle for you and your family, because the very wealth that you need to be looking at is in people. So all of us at the sound of my voice got $500. That's easy. Are you going to be community minded and you're going to work with the people in your first family, but people on your board as well, because y'all got to rock hard for 21 days, making sure that everybody is on point. With that being said, Alpha, I need you to, here's a couple things I need you all to remember. Do not use the language susu when you're gifting. Do not use the language gifting. It will mess up your account and somebody else's account. If you're paying for somebody, just put their name. If you're doing a Cash App or whatever, just put their name. They'll see your name plus this person's name. Just put their name on it. But don't say for susu, and don't say for gifting. Now remember that some of the people you brought on may not know that. Don't anticipate that they know that. You must share that with everybody, because you don't want your money tied up. It don't only mess up your money right then and there, but it can mess up your account. Don't use gifting. Don't use susu. Finally, most people ask about taxes, right? Here's the thing. If one person is gifting me $500 my first week, and then the next week, because they re-gifting me, that's $2,500. Now that's $3,000. The next following week, where they gifting me $6,000, that's $9,000. You don't have to worry about the taxes, because it's a $15,000 gifting that before you have to start to report it to the IRS, and that's $15,000 per person, not collectively. So we started it, and when we started it, we're going to be very transparent with you. We started our own group. We was getting ready to jump on board with somebody else in their group, but we started seeing that in their group, we was the saviors. So if we're going to save somebody, why not save ourselves? And we were saving people that we didn't know. And the person that was inviting us to the group, we loved them. You know, we rock with them, but we didn't know the other people, and we didn't want to experience nothing again as far as failure. We want to go ahead and say, we can do this on our own. But we're very strict, we're very structured, and we're very organized. So I was talking to a sister today, and I'm going to follow up with Lim. I want you all to understand this. Just because we strict, structured, and organized, we are not the CEO, and we are not the owner of anything. You are an equal, I don't want to say stock. You are an equal value member of the community. Your input counts. If you see something that we need to tweak as a community, let's do it. Don't mumble on your breath. Say, hey, we need to tweak this up, because I can see forecast it being a problem. We want to eliminate problems as they come along. But we, in this community, are only going after the people that, like once I invite you to this group with my people, because some of my people, I'm going to ask certain people, hey man, I got a core 70. Your people ready to go? No, let me slide another core 7 right here, right? I am only asking my people that I believe that are strong. They believe in the concept of community and pooling our resources. After I ask you and you don't join, I'm not going to ask you again. I'm not going to say, hey man, what about that conversation we had? Well, let me turn you over to Philando Lewis. He gonna pray for you. Maybe he'll bring you on. Let me turn you over to the pastor. But when I do what I gotta do, I do not have time to wait for maybe and if people. Now, what I will do is, if you tell me, hey, Brother Michael, I don't understand. I'm interested, but I don't understand. You got a little bit more time to explain the process? I absolutely do. But I'm not going to let nobody negative spirit infect me. Well, this happened then, this happened then. Well, you know, yesterday news don't pay no bills. So we have a very powerful pastor on, our brother. My little sister's on here. I just seen this. Ariane, go get your Core 7, sister. We rocking just like that. This is real. We in motion. Next week, your brother get $20,000. And I got to re-gift $6,000. But I'm going to tell you all something. Once you all get in, I don't want you all to. I'm very careful what I want to share with you, but we have an absolute method to make sure everybody get it. But I don't want to create laziness. I just don't. And so once you gift in and you want to understand the method, but you work real hard, then when you work real hard and you may come up on a little problems, we'll introduce you the method to ensure that your board get filled, you and your Core 7. So once you get your Core 7, if you got somebody on your Core 7 that you do not know, such as April, Rhonda, and they auntie and mama, right? They're part of a Core 7 that they don't know because they yielded their Core 7 to come on with somebody else Core 7. It's incumbent for you to get to know your Core 7 for the next 21 to 28 days. Y'all gonna be rocking hard together. You don't need to know Saturday night that I stumbled on the problem. Y'all need to be communicating every day. My job in the group, so I want you to understand this. I'm passionate about it. I can speak thoroughly about it. You all can call me 24/7 and speak to your people. But you got to be respectful of my time as well, right? So at the end of the day, I'm going to talk to your people that you're serious about. Don't call me with nobody that's a maybe to trying to convince them. I ain't got time to convince nobody. If I got to convince you to come in and get $63,000, I got to convince you to work. I just want to explain the process. I want to explain it with a very loving spirit. And we want everybody to be able to put our picture. This is what we're going to do, family. Every time people get $63,000, we're going to take a picture of them and their success is $63,000. And every time we do that, the recruiting does itself at that point. I'm opening up for questions. Pastor Lewis, do you want to share a little testimony, real brief, of what and how your people came together?
Sure, man. Thank you so much, my brother, for so much for extending yourself and sharing with other people just how good God has been to you, and that's the key. You have a willingness to share and not hoard. That's when the community really becomes the community, and that's been our focus and our group and our people that we have here. Really concerned about one another and look out for each other's welfare. So this has been phenomenal. And you heard Brother Lamb talking about not just getting people who are like-minded, but people who share that same ability and capabilities as you. And that's where we are. And I'm telling you, it has already been a blessing to us, and I'm sure that going forward, I mean, we're looking forward to it because I know all of our people, we understand the concept. See, we're not afraid of success. A lot of people have been bred, and especially as we as a people, we've been trained for failure. and then to be afraid of it. We are not afraid of success at all. And as you know, it's and more than just the money. The money is a part of it, but more than just the money, it's the opportunity and the ability to live life like our Father and like the Creator intended us to live it, and be able to be free to aggressively go after that, and aggressively represent Him. So this is very exciting for us, because it gives us an opens up another venue and opens up more opportunities for us to do that, not only personally, but to expand what we call our circles of influence. So I can't thank you enough, my brother, man. And we look forward, as we shared earlier today or yesterday, or whatever day I'm just quoting the words of the old folk who said, I believe I'll run on to see what the end gonna be like.
Yes, sir. And can you expound again, my brother, a little bit more about us educating each other about financial literacy? We don't want to we don't want to work for $63,000 and we turn around and give it the next month right back to the people who didn't want us to give it, the government and whoever. Can you expand a little bit more about financial literacy and the importance of pooling our resources?
Certainly. That was always the intent of creation. That was part of, we were all the best of the land, and was always intended to be in the hands and under the influence of those who think like the Creator. And as Brother Mike shared early on when he first came on, you're talking about and the whole concept of 2 by 2 and increasing and being fruitful and multiplying. You have to have that mindset from the very beginning. That has been kind of washed away out of our mindset. So we have to work doubly hard, triply hard, whatever it takes right now to regain that mindset, meaning that we got to develop an innate sense of financial literacy. And they got that from the scriptures, the saying that a fool and his money will soon part. If you are not literate, if you are not educated in how money works, it will soon part. And believe you me, and I preach this, I teach this, and I've done it for a number of years. Listen, ignorance, the world knows that people who are empowered by money understand this, and that is that ignorance is big business. See, they make money off of your ignorance, meaning that what you don't know and what you miss, so what you ignore. It's really what the word means. What you ignore empowers more other people and it enslaves you. We don't want to be like so many others, and working all of our lives and building up other people's houses, all the while knowing that we could have done it for our own selves. So financial literacy is critical as equal, if not more so, concerning any other core information core classes. So we got to become financially literate, and that's what we're here about, man, to help everyone understand.
Thank you, Pastor. And I want to reiterate this part for those who came on late. What we did was I put out a video, and Brother Lim seen that video. And what we did is we collaborated. Everybody in this Susu community, they running rampant and they operating on their own islands. And you got some groups that don't have good intentions. I will tell you this. I'm warning my family. If you get into a Susu community that says that you don't have to bring 2 people, run, because it goes against the concept and it will make you fail. You'll get a quick dash, a quick sprint, and like most sprinters, they can't do the same distance as a marathon runner. So instead of doing 26 miles, they might do a quarter mile, going fast, and they died out quick. So this is a collaboration of a lot of Susu communities that have had success. So you got a lot of admins from a lot of different Susu communities that collaborate together, and they identified the strong people in their community who have people later down the line let them down. We ain't attracting that type of spirit right now. We're attracting everybody that is going to be committed to do the work, committed to know each other. I want you all to create new friends. This is the most beautiful thing that I gather, family, in this community is I have created new relationships with people that I wouldn't have known if it was not for this concept. It was all by divine order. God said, I'm going to marry the like mind and the like willed people together. With that being said, family, we got another meeting at 8:30, so I want to be very respectful of your time, energy, and I want you to be able to ask myself, Alpha, Pastor, any question. Shiva's on the line too. Um, Let me show you all something that happened Sunday, right? I'm not going to put no names out there or whatever. I'm just going to show you the power of belief and the power of structure and organization. We had a person that came on with their Core 7. However, their Core 7 let them down Sunday afternoon. It came with an excuse and blah, blah, blah. 30 minutes later, we had a new Core 7, and that person had to take the back seat. And when you get another Core 7, you can come back. This is how we're moving. We're structured. If anytime that our people present a problem for the masses, we don't divorce you. We just put you backwards until you're ready to do what it is required, right? But we don't have time for no one to interrupt the process that may affect anybody else. We learn from that. So this is the questions and answer period. You can ask myself, Shiva's on, Pastor Lewis is on, and Alpha's on. Between us four, any question you ask, we can answer. Take yourself off of mute if you have a question.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
is Lisa, and I was just curious about how do you guys handle the electronic payments that when you get to the larger gifting amounts, um, those gifts coming in, it is likely that they will exceed the daily limit for like a Zelle or a Cash App. So how do you instruct members to handle that, or how do you work that?
Well, you have to go back to old school, ma'am, and you're gonna have to. I'm only calling you ma'am because you haven't given me permission to call you anything otherwise. And even if you did, I'm gonna still call you ma'am. But you have to
Okay.
go. You got to go to old school, ma'am. And what you have to do is you have to purchase you a pigeon. And when you purchase that pigeon, you want to put the money and the destination on that pigeon back and send it off. Now
Okay.
Can I
I'm
answer it
joking
for
with you,
Mike?
man.
Can I answer it
Go.
for?
Yes, sir.
Cash App has unlimited amount that you can receive, and it's $7,500 a day that you can send. That's for Cash
Okay.
App. Unlimited amounts you can receive, 7,500 a day that you can send. Zelle, I believe, is a little different. It's depending on you how long you had it and what your relationship is with the bank. But I believe it's unlimited amounts you can receive and only a certain amount that you can send.
Well, I know with Zelle, as far as the IRS is concerned, if you get 10,000 in one day, they will
Uh,
flag your account.
well, can I also say to you guys that you don't have to connect your Cash App to your bank account. That is your choice.
Yes, yes. I was just speaking for Zelle. That is correct. And I was just wondering, like, how have people been doing it? Do they have multiple, electronic payments that, do they have Cash App, Venmo? How do people set it up? I guess is what I'm asking.
So for me and Alpha, we're part of the Core 7. We got our first $4,000 this week. We put in, and it's very structured, Queen. we put both of our methods of payment of receiving, just in case somebody don't have one or the other. Um, Half the people send me through Zelle, and the other half send me through Cash App.
Okay.
Um, and so everybody that you just gonna gift you may not have one or the other, but they may have one or the other, but they may not have both. I prefer Zelle, but every time, and I'm not educated like Alpha is on Cash App. Um, so I mean, I want to learn more about that too. Why? How can you do that without being attacked with that? However, you said something I want you to remember. The IRS can look at it if it's coming in at $10,000 or plus at a time, right? But this
Right.
is coming in from different people and different sources.
Well, not the gift tax part. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the bank sending, because they flag your account if you get anywhere close to $10,000 in a day, like since 911 happened. That's the new rule with banking. So I was just concerned about when it gets to, you gifting $6,000 to a person, then when that recipient, receives multiple gifts of $6,000, that is likely to happen in one day, and then now your account is flagged.
So
Lisa, I
Yeah.
have a few things. So this is Rhonda. So you're correct. So I know that some people have been gifted like a large amount. And so what they do is they use multiple payments. So you could use Zelle, Cash App, an example, PayPal. And like the gentleman just said, with Cash App, you could have a limited amount. So you could determine like with Cash App, do not send it directly to your account. You want it to sit there in Cash App. So with Cash App, you could do a few things. You could put a certain amount in your account, like you could put like if 6,000 to go to um, your like savings account. You could put like another, like example, 3,000 go to your checking, and then the rest of it you could leave there until maybe a few days or a week later, and then you could direct that money there. You could also get a debit card. That debit card with Cash App is geared to Wells Fargo. So you want to probably start using that debit card on certain purchases to get that limit down. And then you could also use PayPal in the sort of the similar way. You could order the card and you could keep some of that money in PayPal, just sit there in PayPal because they do have it's unlimited. And then you could start sending your money from Cash App again or from PayPal according to how you want to send it to your account. Then you might want to have maybe more than one account. So you might have an account at, example, Citibank, or you might have an account at U.S. Bank, and you could start maneuvering money, maybe some in U.S. Bank, and then you could say, I'm send this to maybe Citi. You just have to work around the system a little bit because you don't want to trigger anything over that 10,000. I think it's 9,900 or
Right.
something like that.
999. It is.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and that's even, I guess, when you purchase, certain things, paying for cash, it's not just with this. You don't want to trigger the IRS, so you have to, sort of maintain. But that's a great problem to me to have, honestly. But
Hmm.
those are a few things that I can suggest. And I could also start speaking to other people who pretty much had money flowing, probably way more than probably the 60. So to see if we could get, some more information on that. But those are the few things that I know about.
Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you. I guess my initial question was trying to see, when you're on a board, how do I let the people, when it's my turn to receive gifts, how do I let them know, okay, I only want, this amount to come to my Zelle or this amount to go to my Cash App? So that was my question, to see, is there something that I could do to kind of help control that?
Okay, so when you go into your core 7, right?
Hmm.
uh, You asked a beautiful question. You got to remember, everybody in that core 7 is an administrator of that board. So you want to fill your board up before Sunday. Before Sunday, you're already going to have a list that you're going to present to your board of how you want to get paid. And so
Okay.
you can identify to the people that's in your payment lineage. Okay, I need these. You got to ask them which one do you have, and then uh, you ask, well, if you got this, I need you to your four to pay me in this. I need this four to pay me in that.
Correct. Yeah.
You're going to be the administrator of your own board, and this is why I
Okay.
put the blank board down. And I'm uh, some people that got off, and I want to say this. Um, there's 2 apps that you need to download, and when you get in your core 7, you're going to have to decide who's going to be responsible for doing our board, right? The 2 apps is called, one is called Live Collage, and the other app is called Adobe Sparks. These are the 2 apps that when you ask me or anybody else to send you a blank picture of the flower, this is how you go ahead and start inserting the names on the flower. Everybody is going to be responsible for managing their own flower. You are own administrator in your own flower. The overall group is there just to give you direction, guidance, and education in the community spirit.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And so I like those type of questions, and I also like that the members of the group can answer that question because this is what we need. Inside of our group, there's an answer for any question. So don't put it on 1 or 2 people to answer all the questions. We got very thorough and educated people in this community. I want you all to understand this last thing that I will drive home. We're only inviting the mature. We're not inviting the slick. We're not inviting the scammers. We're inviting people that are mature and understand money and understand that your money is connected to another human being. But more importantly, I want to get into this community to maximize on the opportunity to fellowship and make community and make friends in all walks of life because there's certain other things that we're going to be doing. After we get people started getting comfortable getting their $63,000, we might say to y'all, hey, community, can everybody throw up $5,000? Can we get 50 people to throw up $5,000? That's $250,000. Hey, we can finna get an LLC, a small investment group, and we're gonna start buying property or whatever we decide to do in our groups. But we got people now who got a surplus of money and they're not worrying about that $5,000 that now will make them make panic decisions. Well, what y'all gonna do with my $5,000? Because that's all I had. No, you got a surplus of money. We're gonna come together collectively and we're gonna be strategic and we're gonna make right decisions as a group. Alpha, you got anything?
I know that's it for me. Just happy to have everybody aboard. Let's get it. Let's get it.
I want you all, and I want you all to understand this last concept. How we ensure each other's success is we don't get selfish. Well, I done got my 2 people that I can lay down. Myself, Alpha, and a couple other people want to teach you all what we're doing. We're layering it 3 weeks down the line of people in our lineage so that everybody in our lineage have the opportunity to be successful. And if the person that the 7 that we bring in under us adopt that same concept, you got multiple core 7s thinking about 3 weeks down the line of lineage. What happens is you create a waiting list of people to get on your board. That's what you want to do. You don't want to go to the very minimum. This is why I'm telling my group, my family, your board should be done by Wednesday. Bottom line. If you have a problem by Wednesday, then you need to reach out to us and then we'll tell you how to fix that problem. Ariane, I need you to give me a call after this call. I'm only going to have a couple meetings. I'm going to send you all a Alpha. Can you do this real quick so they can write it down? Can you put in there? So we had a couple Zoom meetings. So some of our core 7 was not able to make it at the time at 7 o'clock. So that was a secondary meeting, a Zoom meeting that Lim is going to be hosting. I'm going to be on as well. And I'm hoping that he don't ask me to speak and just let him go ahead and do his thing. But we got a secondary meeting for any of your people that were not able to come on to this one. We're going to have a secondary meeting. So we're going to try to structure it. And I'm putting try because we're going to structure it. We just want to be very deliberate and very transparent. Every Monday, have a meeting after the gifting process to educate your new people on what we're doing and have a business meeting with the core 7s for strategies to help them to go ahead and build their community. And I think Wednesday is going to be the next day that we're going to have for you to invite your new people to explain the process. So I'm giving you those 2 days. We're going to have another follow-up meeting. But if anytime we have a meeting that you want to be a part of, please, we're going to put it out there and you're welcome to be a part of it. Lastly, when we invite you to the link, you cannot invite anybody that has not gifted into this link. Membership has its privileges, right? But for us, it's accurate accounts of numbers of people who are committed and are ready to do the job. So when we send you the link, you don't send that link to somebody who said, I'm going to come in. You send that link to somebody who has came. Alpha, did you put that link inside the chat yet? I don't know if he. Everybody that's in this group, are you all connected to somebody that I know? If you're connected to somebody that I know, I'm going to send out the Zoom meeting that Lim is about to do for another core group that's a part of us, but they were not able to be on the 7:30. And so
Yeah.
I go to multiple meetings because what I may have missed saying in this one, I might get from the other one. Hey, Shy, you still on? Okay, family. I'm about to go to the other meeting. I'm going to put it in a group text to some of our core people that started with us. Please, there we go. It's on there right now. If you all can take go to the chat and take your camera phone and snap a picture of that. That's the next meeting that's starting right now. Lastly, family, if all possible, we want to start our meetings on time. And so we don't want to get in the practice of coming in and out. If we're going to be structured, let's be structured all the way through. I'm going to leave this on for another minute, and then I'm going to go to the next. Matter of fact, I can leave the meeting, and you all can still be on. Touch the chat button. It's a Zoom meeting. You got Zoom. The link is right there, and the meeting ID is right there as well. May God continue to bless you all. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call. Let's work together as a family, and let's ensure everybody's success. Peace, family.
Same to you.